Hello and welcome to our VegInspired Live. Can you angle the computer a little? Nope, the other way. Perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today and make a mocktail with you. We had a little technical difficulty, so hopefully you can hear me. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know if this is your first time watching us live. Like I said, we are making a mocktail. So let's see what we have going on. We've got some people over here. And I've got my comments over here because I wasn't sure I'd be able to read them from the screen over there. But we're going to make a mocktail just in time for Cinco de Mayo. We are going to make a margarita mocktail. Now, I'm a huge fan of margaritas. I love them. I will occasionally have one if we go out for Mexican or something, but they're not really something that I keep standard. But these are things that I love to have in my kitchen. I love to have all the ingredients to make my mocktails, and I love to pair them with tacos. They go perfect with the enchilada recipe that's coming to you on Thursday. So make sure you subscribe to our video. And we're going to make this up, but then also answer any questions that you have. So if you're live, let me know where you're tuning in from. I am tuning in from Pittsburgh. If you are new around here, my name is Kathy Davis. I'm a plant-based lifestyle and mindset coach, recipe developer, and the CEO of VegInspired. And I do travel the United States full-time in an RV. So this is my RV kitchen. And like I said, I hope you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. That would be awesome. But let's get into this mocktail because I've been smelling all of these fruits, and we already ate the enchiladas that we're sharing with you on Thursday, but I've been wanting this mocktail all day long. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a little bit of a ratio. So what I like to do is I like to do 3 parts something sweet. So that could be agave, that could be orange or some kind of orange, not a real bitey or sour citrus. You're going to go with something a little sweeter. You could use apple juice as your sweetener. Like, you don't always have to use sugar. You can use a simple syrup. You could try maple, but I think that's going to add too much of a flavor. That might work if you're using apple cider to make like an apple cider mocktail. You could use maple. Belinda says hello from Ohio. So obviously you can hear me since you're here. Belinda, hello. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to do 3 parts sweet. Then we're going to do equal parts sweet and sour, but we're going to do 3 parts sweet, 2 parts lemon, and 1 part lime. And oh, I didn't get the ice cubes. I have my ice cubes already. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some ice in the shaker. Now, I am a trained bartender. I went to a little bartending certificate and I bartended in college. Fun fact, I met my husband while bartending. We both bartended at the same bar in college. And so fun facts, right? You love to hear those things. So if I'm going to do my 3 sweet, I'm going to do mine part agave and part of that mandarin. So I'm just going to do probably like 1 part of the agave, and I'm just going to put it in there. And I like this handy little measuring cup, and then I'm going to squeeze in. Sorry, I had a better setup, but like I said, I had some technical difficulties, so we are just running with it. Those technical difficulties always happen like 2 minutes before you're supposed to go live. It doesn't function. So we'll add a little. So these are just mandarins. Those are the oranges that I had on hand. Didn't want to buy a whole orange juice for this, but you could just use orange juice right from a bottle of orange juice. So we'll do a part of that, and then we're going to need a little bit more of this agave because we didn't have the 3 parts. Maston Star says hello from Pittsburgh. Hello, hello. And then we're going to do our 2 parts lemon. So again, this is a mocktail margarita. So we did 3 parts sweet, and our sweet were the agave syrup and orange, 2 parts lemon. In this case, my parts are ounces, and then 1 part lime. Now this might run out my bottle of lime. Don't worry, I've got a backup, and I always use these bottles of fresh pressed juice. So then it was 1 part lime. Now here's the deal with whenever you're making a drink with citrus or like something that would be a sour mix, you shake it. Now we're going to mix this like the other part of our mocktail is going to be club soda or a seltzer or something like that. You don't want to shake that. That's bubbly. You don't want to lose the bubbles. Like that adds a different fun kind of flair to your mocktail. So you're going to shake your sweet and your sour before you add your parts. Now, I like to shake them like this. Again, as a bartender, you can buy the one with the little thing on top. I just put a glass on top and call it a day. This is a little noisy because there is ice in here. But what happens when you're doing this is as you're shaking it up, it creates a foam. It creates like everything mixes together really, really well. And so you also do this if you're mixing anything with cream. So if you're using a cashew cream or a coconut cream drink, you're going to mix that. You're going to shake that as well, or even plant milk. Then, oops. Now it's like a nice foamy mocktail. And so then I'm going to throw some ice in my fancy glass, which you can see I do have a little salt rim on. Now to make a salt rim, what I do is I take a little bit of the agave and I put it on the lime. And then I run the lime and the agave around. The lime juice doesn't have as much water. So that plus the stickiness of the sugary syrup, the agave, or you could do simple syrup if you we have a recipe to make our own simple syrup, which is sugar and hot water, and then you just stir it until the sugar dissolves, and that's your simple syrup. So there's lots of different things that you can do. Then what we're going to do is we're going to layer. So you guys get to help me. Do you want to do a lemon spindrift margarita? A strawberry lemonade? So do you want there to be a hint of strawberry and orange, right? Or tropical lemonade? So I only had lemonades in there. I didn't want to do grape. That seemed weird. And I only had one lemon lime, and so I didn't want to use that for this. So we have lemonade. Let me know in the comments. Lemonade, tropical lemonade, or strawberry lemonade. Which one do you think? Tropical, strawberry, or just the plain lemon? Let me know in the comments. And then what we're going to do is we're going to layer it in this glass so that the effervescence, like the bubbliness, can mix with the sour and sweet mixture that we shook, and you don't need to stir it. So we've got plain lemon, strawberry lemonade. Oh my goodness, how am I going to decide? So I do love it with lemon. I also love it with lime, but I'm going to try the strawberry lemonade because I think it's fun to have a little bit of a strawberry kick to it. Or lemon is fine. Right, you guys? I mean, honestly, you could do it with all three. And that's why I brought these out here, because you could do it with any of these flavors. And I love Spindrift because they use real fruit. So the strawberry lemonade is carbonated water, strawberry puree, lime juice, and lemon juice. That's real. These are real ingredients. You could also do it with plain club soda, so just carbonated water. If you have a soda stream, you can do your, mix your sweetener and your lemon lime, and then use your soda stream to get yourself the fizzy water, and then you layer that in there. Lisa said, what's in the tropical? So this is the first time this tropical is the new Spindrift flavor, and it is carbonated water, mango puree, so it is a little sweeter, pineapple juice, that kind of, that balances it out, lemon juice, guava puree, and then calamansi juice. I didn't even get a chance to look up what that is. But this is their new flavor. And I got all of these at Target. But you can order them on spindrift.com. I'm not sponsored by Spindrift, but they have sent me some cool swag and some things. So if you see me in them, I'm a huge fan. I used to drink LaCroix, but like I said, what I love about this is it's real ingredients, carbonated water and lemon juice. That's all that's in the lemon. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give this a quick shake because I really do like it frothy. Okay. So we're going to layer this in. We said we were going to do strawberries. Plus I wanted to show you so this is just a little bit of a pink color. You can probably doesn't come out on the camera. And now you've got this well mixed, right? Because the bubbles and bubbles mixed with the with this syrup, sour mix syrup mixture. Says, I'm in love. Target, I'm on it. That's so amazing. They're really good. Like, I really love sparkling water because there's no sugar in it, right? It's just carbonated water with really good flavors. So this is our cute little mocktail margarita. Oops, I ripped my pinwheel. Like, look at that. Like, cheers. You guys, this is so fun. Like, we could have made this together. And the one thing that I love about this that makes it so nice about a mocktail is you're adding the sweetener. So like I'm a Spindrift drinker. I don't really need a lot of sweetener, but when I have a margarita, they're sweet and tart, and that's why I add the sweetener. Some other things that you could do for mocktails is you could take like this lemon and do lemon and cranberry. So like soda water and cranberry, but you've got a hint of fun and easy mocktail. You can use plain sparkling water. I did not get plain sparkling water. Spindrift doesn't have a plain. And so, but I do want to give you some ideas around ideas that you can use with club soda. So if you're at a restaurant and you want something a little bit fancier, you can ask for club soda and lemon and lime in a highball glass or in a fancy glass. So instead of them bringing you like the soda cup that's red, like think back from we used to go to Pizza Hut and they were like the red plastic cup, you could ask for it in a glass. Can I have a club soda with lemon in a glass, in a fancy glass? So then you're walking around with your mocktail and you don't feel like you're drinking from a kid's cup, right? Sometimes it's more about put it in a fancy glass, stick a lime wheel on it, and I just made a fancy margarita, right? And it's non-alcoholic. Lisa says, thank you for doing this. I don't drink alcohol and have a beach trip in 2 weeks. I'm definitely trying this. Okay, so let's talk about some other things that you could do. The one of the things that makes this kind of special is the combination of the lemon and lime, like you'd be making a margarita. But like I said, if you get pure Concord grape juice. So Concord grape juice, that's the important part. And you mix it with sparkling water, plain club soda, and you do like half and half in a wine glass, it tastes like wine. It doesn't taste totally like wine, but you can get by and be like, oh, that does kind of taste like wine. Like that's kind of fun and fancy. Like it's about giving you the same feel that maybe I used to drink, and I do, as I said, and I opened this up, I do occasionally drink, but not like I used to. And so this really gives me like something fun to pair with my tacos in a cute glass with a lemon wheel without having to consume alcohol, right? And I love the salted rim. Something else. Okay, so like I said, I'm a big fan of the club sodas and for a mocktail because it really can take the place of the alcohol. So in this case, we did about equal parts of the soda and then the mixture that we made with the lemon, lime, orange, and agave. But like, let's say you really like salty dog. So a salty dog is grapefruit juice and vodka with a salted rim. Well, if you just drink grapefruit juice, that doesn't feel as fun. But if you drink grapefruit juice with a splash of lime and some club soda, and a salted rim, that could change the way it feels. So it's like those little tiny nuances that really give you this leveled up. Now, I will say Spindrift has gone above and beyond in the mocktail department because they do have a Cosmopolitan, and that is their sparkling water that has the cranberry, the lime, and the orange already in it. You can literally just pop open the can and it's a mocktail. They also have a Mojito, which is mint to Sprite. So like just little things like that, allowing you to. Oh, my internet is saying I'm wishy-washy. Little twists like that. Like you don't need the alcohol. Just add a couple splashes of your favorite club soda or your plain club soda, right? It doesn't have to be difficult to make a mocktail. You just need to think outside the box. So if you have your favorite mocktail, your favorite cocktail, drop it down below and I'll give you some ideas of what you could do to kind of mix it up. Now, obviously, if your favorite one is like the zombie or a Long Island iced tea, like those are so much alcohol that would be really challenging to, get those same flavors. But you might be able to do actual tea, whereas a Long Island iced tea is actually Sprite and Coke, so it doesn't even have tea in it. Again, wild. You could do actual tea and then little bits of different flavors, some lime, maybe some orange, some lemon, maybe a flavored sparkling water to kind of give it a little bit of a boost to get some other flavors. Masson Star says, I love a pink beverage. I don't know why, but it's better. I mean, anything like if this was clear, it wouldn't be as exciting. But you throw a little splash of something in it, and it's nice. It's fancy. Which is why I always say you can always ask for a splash of cranberry, club soda with a lime, and a splash of cranberry. You could even do club soda with a lime and a splash of grenadine. Now, double check. I can't remember. I think grenadine's vegan, but just double check. But it's pomegranate and certain. I mean, it's a simple. Those are sugar. Like grenadine is basically sugar. But that would give you like an adult, like a mocktail Shirley Temple, right? You're not going to get the same vibe as if you made it with Sprite because there's not that much sugar in it. But these are just little things that you can do if you're out at a restaurant and you're not at home able to make these in your kitchen. One that I get often is like a White Russian or something made with cream and coffee or something made with cream. So I would probably, if I were making a creamy mocktail, I would use coconut cream from the can, something a little bit thicker, more like a creamer. And then if I wanted to do something like Kahlua, what I would probably do for that is I would probably do coconut, coffee, some type of simple syrup sweetener because the Kahlua is sweetened. And then I might do a dash of vanilla, or I might do garnish it with a vanilla, like with a vanilla bean, like with a cinnamon stick. Sorry, not vanilla bean, with a cinnamon stick. So there's a little bit of extra flavor, extra aromatics going with it. If you wanted to do like something more fancier, like an old fashioned, you're going to really need to get out a muddler. And I don't have my muddler out. I don't even know if we have a muddler here. I know we have a muddler, but I have no idea what drawer it's in. But you could take this, like I could have muddled my margarita. I could have muddled this. Muddling is where you take the pieces of fruit and mash it into the bottom of the jar or the glass, and then you pour the drink on top of it. Now, again, an old fashioned, if you're making an old fashioned with something like bourbon or whiskey or one of those dark colored drinks, you're not going to get the same vibe as if you pour strawberry lemonade on top of it. So you probably wouldn't call it an old fashioned. You might call it like 2025 mocktail, right? Like it's a new fashioned, and we're just taking, our fruit strips and muddling them and then pouring a fancy sparkling drink over it. Right? So just looking for different ways to kind of make something a little bit more exciting. Questions that you have, drinks you want to talk about. Again, I was a bartender. It's been a while. I usually know some of them, but like a cosmopolitan, that is cranberry and vodka. So you're looking at, you could do that with cranberry and lime and plain sparkling water, similar to what Spindrift did with their mocktail. You can also, to add more flavor to these, you could muddle the cranberries in the bottom of the glass, or you could muddle dark cherries in the bottom of your glass for more of that Shirley Temple kind of vibe that we were talking about. Let's see. This is also supposed to be a Q&A for you. So if you have questions, drop them down below. The other thing I wanted to let you know is next week there will not be a live, but there will be a new video. So we're going to do a bonus video next Monday, so that you can have a new recipe, but I won't be live sharing it with you. But the new video will go live next week. A lime makes every drink taste better. I agree. I really like lime. And honestly, just cutting it into a wheel and putting it on the side of my glass makes me feel fancy too. And usually we drink out of stainless. So drinking out of this little repurposed container that I bought from a yard sale, it makes it extra fancy. If I wanted you to be able to see it, I didn't feel like this stainless wine glass or the stainless like little cup like this was really a good vibe for being able to really see it. Any other questions? You guys, I have a feeling this one's going to be a short live because I didn't get questions ahead of time, just some really great feedback that you were all excited about mocktails, and I don't see a lot of questions going on. Make John one with the tropical one. Okay. John is here. He's not on camera. Let me get him a glass. He can drink out of a mason glass. Okay, so let's give this a shake. Let's give him some. He doesn't like a salted rim, so we'll just give him this. Give him some ice. We'll start with a little of that. Tropical. I'm going to taste it. It smells so good. It's the mango. Ooh, it's yellow. It's the mango pineapple that really kind of, that flavor. His is I added a lot to his. Whoops. I don't think I cut the other. This is fancy. There you go. Ooh, the mango in that makes that one much sweeter. So in that case, you may use less of the sweetener because that one's a whole lot sweeter than mine. Mine is more tart. In the tropical, it has lemon juice in it, but obviously not as much as the mango puree. So that's nice. Let's see. I'm going to top mine off with the rest of the ice cubes. This was fun. Do you guys like these mocktails? Madison Stars is clapping. I love it. You guys, do you want to see more mocktails? Would it be fun to learn some other ideas? I mean, I don't make up a lot of different mocktails, but I do have some other ideas for, maybe I do a creamy one. Maybe we do something with some seasonal produce. Maybe I don't want to do blended ones because I don't really drink blended. I'm usually an on the rocks kind of person. I think if you were going to blend this, the issue with blending it is this is carbonated, and I don't think it would taste as good if you ran it through the blender. It's kind of like why I don't shake the carbonated spindrifts. I don't shake those because I don't want to lose the effervescence, the bubbliness. Other questions about mocktails. So this was our tropical lemonade, and again, what we made in here was a 3-2-1. So it was 3 parts sweet, and for our sweet, we did agave and mandarin orange juice or juiced mandarins. So 3 parts sweet, 2 parts lemon, so that's a little bit more lemony than it is lime, and then 1 part lime. So if you're making a traditional margarita, that would be what you would do. And then, and then when you actually put alcohol in it, then there's a different ratio. You just use the alcohol, then becomes a part of the ratio. But in this case, we didn't put alcohol in it. We used Spindrift. So I know that I have some new fans of Spindrift, so I should tell Spindrift that, like, maybe I should be an influencer of Spindrift. But I love Spindrift. I think they're awesome. I love that it has real flavors or real ingredients. Like I said, the strawberry lemonade is carbonated water, strawberry puree, lime juice, and lemon juice. Like that is so simple and easy, and I love it. And then, so in this one, we did strawberry lemonade. And then in this one, which we're going to give to John, we made him that, which I did taste. It's a little bit sweeter with the mango that's in the tropical lemonade. That's what we did. Questions? Belinda says, they look delicious. I don't drink alcohol, so mocktails sound great. I wonder if you could make frozen ones. So as I was saying, if you were going to do a frozen one, the issue is blending the carbonation. So what you might do instead is you might add frozen fruit and ice. And so you'd have your sweet and sour mix here, and then maybe you'd throw in maybe a strawberry and some ice, and the ice would act as the replacement for the sparkling water. You'd have to try it. I don't drink a lot of frozen drinks, but like if you did a pina colada, like a non-alcoholic pina colada, it would be frozen pineapple, coconut milk. So you'd use frozen pineapple and coconut milk. That would make it, blend like a smoothie. And then you can add ice in it to make more. And then if you wanted to fancy it up, you could throw in a couple strawberries, and it's like a pina colada strawberry daiquiri mixed together. So there are ways that you can make frozen drinks. It's just a different method than using because really the sparkling water is in place of the alcohol. I also love simple ingredients that I can pronounce, right? And the fact that there's no sugar and the fact that there's no essence, right? They're not natural flavors. They're just the actual fruit is what's in here. Fruit purees and juices. So awesome. I don't see any more questions, but I'll give you a minute to catch up to me because it's a little bit delayed. But thank you. Guys, I love coming live to you. As I mentioned, no live video next week, but I will be posting a new video on Monday. I just won't be live sharing it. And then we'll be back to live videos on Monday the 12th. And that one, you're in for a super treat. I've already got it planned out, and I'm so excited to share that recipe with you. It's inspired after a restaurant we went to, and a meal that we got at a restaurant, and I'm really, really excited to share that with you. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss Thursday's video. We're doing enchiladas, and these mocktails will pair perfectly with the enchiladas. So yeah, I'm really excited. This was quick. It looks like there's no more questions in the chat. So I'm going to walk around and turn this off because I am technical difficulty by myself. But I do really appreciate you coming, and I hope that you have an incredible week, and I will see you Thursday. Well, I'm not live. That video is just going to pop out on Thursday. So make sure you're subscribed. Until next time, eat more plants, live veg inspired, and have a great day. Bye.